This is the psychology of a child who grew up too fast. Not because they were gifted, not because they were strong, not because they were wise beyond their years, but because no one caught them when they were falling. They learned early that childhood was a luxury they could not afford. And somewhere along the way, they stopped being a child and became something else. A caretaker, a peacekeeper, a survivor. A child is not supposed to be brave. A child is supposed to be held, protected, allowed to be messy and loud and unsure. But for some children, home was unpredictable. Love was inconsistent. Silence was dangerous. So they learned to read the room before they learned to read books. They watched tone, body language, mood shifts. They became experts in survival before they ever felt safe. And the world applauded them for it. Such a mature child. So responsible. They don't act like other kids. No one realized those weren't compliments, they were symptoms. Because that maturity was built on fear, on responsibility that didn't belong to them, on the quiet understanding that if I don't hold this together, no one will. They didn't get to be carefree, they got to be careful. And careful children grow up tired. When you grow up too fast, you learn that emotions are dangerous. Crying makes things worse. Anger causes consequences. Needing becomes a burden. So you swallow it. You become calm when you are breaking. You smile when you are exhausted. You say, "I'm fine," even when your body is screaming otherwise. And eventually, you forget how to feel without apologizing for it. The world calls you emotionally strong, but inside, their body never learned peace. Even in quiet rooms, their chest stays tight. Their mind stays alert. Their muscles stay ready. They are always waiting for the next problem, the next collapse, the next thing to fix. Rest feels unfamiliar. Joy feels temporary. Safety feels suspicious. Their childhood taught them that calm never lasts. So even happiness comes with anxiety. When a child grows up too fast, they don't get to discover who they are. They discover who they need to be. The strong one. The responsible one. The one who doesn't need much. So as adults, they feel lost in quiet moments. They ask questions like, who am I without responsibility? What do I want if no one needs me? Who am I when I stop performing strength? They weren't allowed to explore themselves. They were busy surviving. And survival leaves little room for identity. There is a specific kind of grief that comes from a lost childhood. Not because it was taken violently, but because it slowly disappeared. There was no moment it ended. Just years where no one noticed you were still a child. You don't grieve memories. You grieve possibilities. the safety you never felt, the softness you never knew, the version of you that never got to exist, and that grief has nowhere to go. So it settles quietly in the body. Healing begins when you stop calling it maturity. You weren't old for your age. You were overwhelmed. You weren't emotionally strong. You were emotionally alone. You didn't grow up fast because you were exceptional. You grew up fast because you had to. And that matters. Because what happened to you deserves compassion, not minimization. If this video feels personal, it's because it is. And I want you to hear this clearly. You are allowed to rest now. You are allowed to be needy. You are allowed to be soft. You don't have to earn love through usefulness anymore. The child inside you didn't disappear. They learned to be quiet. And healing is not about becoming someone new. It's about finally letting them speak. You survived. Now you get to live.